Hello everyone, myself Sowmya, Assistant Professor in CSE AIML Department, MLR Institute of Technology. So in this video, we are going to discuss about jQuery elements and their manipulations. So the overview of this presentation is jQuery element manipulation, how to get the content and how to get the attribute values, and we will also see some example applications. So jQuery elements manipulations. So we know jQuery contains multiple methods to perform the manipulations, updations, to erase the data and so on. For different actions, we have different methods in the jQuery. So the main aim of this jQuery is to do DOM manipulation. So we know DOM, document object model, how to access this HTML document and how to manipulate those elements. So to do that, you're going to use the elements manipulations. So to get the content, we have different contents. We have the text, what we call, along with the tags, we have some text as well as we also have some HTML content, right? So how to access them, how to modify them, right? We have some methods here to access them. The first method is text. So text method is used to access the text content of a selected element. We have a selected element. What is the text content attached with the element that will be written here. And coming to the HTML method. So each element will also have some HTML content, HTML markup. So how to get that content using this HTML method. And to get the value, we have some element text field and some value I have entered in that. So how to retrieve this value, right? So that value can be retrieved using a method called val. So we'll see one example to understand these functions. So we know this is common for all the applications to include the jQuery library. And I want to execute this code whenever my document is ready. So what I'm doing here, I have a button, I think so. So why? Because I'm giving a hash here. Hash means ID. So whenever you click on this particular element, what is this element? The element which is having the ID as btn1. So it might be a button. So if you click on this button, what should happen? I should generate an alert message. We know in JavaScript we have alert message, right? So what does alert message will do? It will get the text. I'm calling the text function. So for which tag you are applying this text function? The text function is applied to element with the ID test. So whichever the element is having the ID as test, that particular element text will be retrieved in the first button. And I'm writing one more thing here. Whenever you click on the second button with the ID btn2, what will happen? Alert message will be generated. What is this alert is doing? The same element with the ID test, but here it will return the HTML content. The first button will retrieve the text content and the second button will retrieve the HTML content. So that's all. I'm closing all these, and in the body section, see, I am writing a paragraph here. For this paragraph, the ID is test. This paragraph only I am going to access there. So what you are writing under this paragraph, this is some bold text in a paragraph. But for this bold, again I am having some HTML content here. So whatever the text you are writing, you have some text, but in that text again you are having some HTML content. Now I am creating two buttons. One is show text and the other one is show HTML. So the first button ID is btn1 and the second button ID is btn2. So that's all. You're closing body, you're closing HTML. So now this is the output I'll get. This is the paragraph message by default I'll get. What is a paragraph message? This is some bold text in a paragraph and bold will come in the bold. So show text is one part and the other one is show HTML. So what happens if I click on show text button and what happens if I click on show HTML? We will see by executing this program. So this is the output I am getting. This is the common text and followed by two buttons. If I click on the first button, see what I am getting. This is some bold text in a paragraph. That's all. Now if I click on HTML, See, this is some bold text in a paragraph. Here I am also getting the HTML content. See here, the bold tags you are getting here. But if I click on the show text, it is not applying that HTML part and it is not showing the tags also. That means the text method, here I am using text method, here I am using HTML method. So the text method, what it will retrieve only the text part, whereas HTML, it will retrieve the text as well as the HTML content also. So we have another function, another program which indicates about the value. So we know this part is common and I want to execute this code whenever the document is ready. And under this, whenever you click on this button, you just generate an alert message. What this alert message will do, it will display the particular value, a value of a particular element with the ID test. So we'll see what is the element is having the ID value as test. So that's all. So whenever you click on the button, I should get the value in the alert message. So now here in the body section, I'm creating a text field. For this text field, I'm giving the ID as test. See here, the ID is test. And for this text field, what is the value? Mickey Mouse, right? So a text field will be created. For this text field, the value is Mickey Mouse. With that value, it will be generated. Followed by one button. So what happens here? If you click on this button, show value button, the particular value will be displayed as a alert message. That is our program. See, if you click on this button, a value associated with a $test. So value associated with the $test will be retrieved and displayed as a alert message. So that is the output I should get for this program. So we'll try to execute that. So if I click on the show value, see, value is Mickey Mouse. Okay. Now I'm changing this value to some other thing and I'm clicking on show value. See, now it is showing the value present in that text field. Same value. So that's a use of value method. And now how to get the attribute value. So till now you have seen how to access the text value, how to access the HTML and how to access the particular element value using val method. So now how to access the attribute value. So for each and every tags you're maintaining some attributes, how to retrieve that values, that we will see here. Right? We have a method here, attr attribute. Using that method, you can get the attribute value or you can set the attribute value. So this is common for all the programs and I want to execute my code whenever the document is ready. And whenever you click on a button, whenever you click on this button, we have only one button. Whenever you click on that button, what will happen? You're generating an alert message. What is this alert message? It is retrieving the name attribute of the element which is having the ID as MLR-IT. So one element is having the ID as MLR-IT. That element is having a attribute called name. Whatever the name is there, that will be retrieved here. We'll see what is the element. In the body section, I am creating an anchor element. For this anchor element, I am giving href, ID as MLR-IT and name I am giving as ABC, followed by this, right? And followed by button. So what happens here? This is the thing I am getting. If I click on this button, right? If I click on this button, the element which is having the ID as MLR-IT is also having an attribute called name. The value present at name will be returned. So ABC will be retrieved here. So whatever you write under this name, that will be retrieved here. So that means name is an attribute. I am just retrieving that. Try to execute this. So now if I click on this show href, it is giving ABC. Why? Because I have given ABC over there. So now here I am accessing the value name, but instead of that I want href. So what I'll write here, I want to access the attribute href. So now if I click on this, see what is the href you are giving? https www.mlrit.ac. So whatever the attribute name you mentioned, so that particular attribute value will be returned. So that is about manipulating the value or text value, attribute value. Here we are not manipulating actually in this video, we are just accessing them. How to retrieve the value, how to retrieve the attribute value, how to retrieve the text value or HTML value, that we have seen. So in the next video, we will try to manipulate them, right? So that about this video, and we also seen some example application for each of these things. Thank you.